Hello, I'm Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. It says I'm live, but I can't see it. Now I can. Right, I'm on it. Are you on it? Okay, let's leave that on there. How are you today? Right, let's wait for some people to come. So hello, all those people that are watching the replay. There we go. People are arriving now. Oh, I slept in a little bit this morning. I woke up at about, 5:30, but I went back to sleep again. Got up just before 7, which is good because I needed a lay-in. I needed some more sleep last night. Okay, what have we got today? Psychic Cafe. So I picked a card and I will be talking about, let's just quiet that. I will be talking about scarcity mindset because that's come out in a card that I picked today. But the daily read was all about support, moving on from things in your life and getting support in that. And so how we do things, how we start things is really important, right? It's like in your business, right? It's like people do this thing where they have like a job and they're working toward freedom. And so they give themselves not freedom, because they think that's going to give them the money so that they can have freedom in the future. That's not the way the universe works. Is you got to start as you mean to go on. And so if you want freedom, you've got to choose it right away. You can't struggle for ease, and you can't, fight for peace, and you can't tie yourself down for freedom. It just doesn't work like that. Hey, Nikki. Yeah, it just doesn't work like that. And so the daily was all about when you're moving on from things. It was about allowing support in for you moving on. It's like start as you mean to go on. So if you want more support in your life, you've got to get it right away at the start of something. Yeah. And so the daily was very much about changes in your life, moving on from things and getting the support that you need in that right away to set yourself off on that path. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, the card of the day. Let's show you. How are you, Nikki? Are you good? Card of the day. I don't like this card. Because it's a hungry ghost. It's all about scarcity mindset, obsession, scarcity consciousness, attachment. So I'm going to be talking about that as well. I guess that's what locks people into not getting support too. And the weird thing is once you start getting support, once you allow yourself to get support, people start supporting you in many ways. Like, I find that in my life, it's like the more you support yourself, the more you allow support in, the more you ask for it, the more you pay for support kind of thing. The more people just start supporting you, you like get free support from people. Hungry ghosts, it's our ally apparently. It says, when the hungry ghosts appear on your path, they may not at first seem like allies, because they represent your constant focus on the past and the consuming desire to know the future, which rob you of your true present. But in fact, they are here in the service of alerting you to obsessive thinking and addictions. They're masters at magnifying repetitive behaviors. Now that's interesting, because I don't know if you've seen already, but I published the full moon readings. And this message came up a lot in the full moon reading. So I've got a full moon on the 12th, so that's 5 days away. It came up a lot, and it's about addictions, it's about sabotage and addictions, not falling for that again, our usual sabotages. So it's like it was going to be especially powerful around the full moon to want to back out from what you're doing, back out from the direction that you're going in, and do your usual sabotage, whether that's partying or any kind of addiction. hiding yourself away, or whatever it is that you do. And so it's interesting that addictions has come up in this, because that was a really powerful message for the full moon. Check out your full moon reading for your star sign. The message is for you to examine whether you're doing the same thing over and over while expecting a different result. Yeah, so this is talking about the sabotages again. Huh? This time will be different, and I have control over this, are false statements and a sign of deep denial of the truth. Now is the time to let go of that thinking. Surrender your will, your life, your heart's desires, and all that pains you to the divine. Order will be restored in your world. The hungry ghosts also bring understanding about the distractions of life that seduce you into forgetting what you really desire. They're asking you to become aware that what others want and what the culture dictates will make you happy. What the culture dictates will make you happy may not be what's best for you. Don't get caught up in outside appearances. All that glitters may not be gold, at least not for you. Look beyond the veneer and you will find the true substance in your life. You deserve nothing less. And this is why the scarcity mindset comes in as well. Is because when people are in fear of lack, when they've got that scarcity mindset, when they're in like a worried, fearful state of survival because they've got money worries, they can't even see what's available to them. For example, I got an email from someone this morning asking, and I hope they're on here, asking, saying that they're in dire financial straits and they really need some help. Their life is falling apart, and can I give them a free reading? Right? I do free readings every single day on here, but when someone's in a scarcity mindset, they don't even see, they don't have the awareness of the support that's around them. It's like you can't see those buses that are showing up when you're complaining that there's no buses. You can't see the help, the support that you can get when you're not allowing support in. You can't see all the things that are available to you when you've got scarcity mindset. Because that's what it is. Scarcity mindset is exactly that, not seeing what's available, not seeing what is there, not seeing the abundance that is there. So, particularly powerful message today with the hungry ghost. I want to go a bit more into that, hopefully in the daily read, because I'm really feeling this is about like getting support. Something that I've really noticed with myself, especially around abundance, is when you open up to abundance, suddenly everyone starts helping you. People start giving you things. Isn't that the paradox, People complain about it when they're in the scarcity mindset, that all the people that have got a lot, that have got a lot of money, they get given freebies all the time. And it's no coincidence. It's like, and I've noticed that myself, it's like the more I'm in abundance, the more people give to me. And yeah, and it's about shifting our mindset into seeing what is there and what is available to us. So who have we got on? Who's with me today? Pop up a message saying hello. So I'm not talking to myself or just Nikki. Nikki. Yeah, so the daily read, it was all about getting support. Starting as you mean to go on, so you can't. If you want more support in your life, then on the start of a change in your life, you need to choose it right away. Choose that right away. And I'm not saying it's going to be through me, although it can be. I do this every day. You're very welcome to come every day and have me support you. It doesn't have to be about getting the private readings. But there's all kinds of resources out there for support. All kinds, especially now. Now we've got people like me working online. There's all kinds of free resources out there. Because when we're working online, we've got to show you what we do. And so free resources is the way to do that. Nikki, I'm quiet today. Having a difficult one. Oh dear. What's going on, Nikki? We'll see in your reading. Chicken cat did show up. I put a post up to this morning. I went down to the pool and she wasn't there. Usually it's like when I get to the end of the corridor here, outside of my door, and get to the stairs. Usually I hear her straight away. She's somewhere in the garden. She's seen me and she'll be crying at me and making her way to come to me. She didn't do it this morning. I got to the pool. She's not there. Check the time. It's like, this is the normal time I come down to the pool. Where is she? But she showed up. Eventually she showed up. The chicken cat. And I was saying yesterday that I should start using the hashtag of chicken cat. There is already a hashtag. There's already a hashtag chicken cat. Can you believe it? When I put it in, someone's already used it. Chicken cat. Feeling like I've got a bit more energy after sleeping so well last night. I had a lot of coffee. Okay, so we've got the hungry guys. I'm going to be talking a bit more about that. I think the cards that I pull out are going to be about that, rather than about getting the support, because that's pretty clear that in the daily today. Remember, I published the full moon readings now, so you can check that out for your star sign. So what have we got? Oh, this is about the support. Yeah. So deeper into the daily energies that we've got friend and touch. So this is about getting support. This is about when you are very willing to give but not so willing to receive. And so you'd always be there for a friend if they needed support. You'd be there to help them out. This is saying they're there for you too. Expect them to be there for you too. And if they're not, like if you ask for help, so like one one of the examples was you're about to move house and you need help, rather than just doing it yourself. You need help with carrying boxes and things like that, or even packing boxes. It's just like ask your friends, because they want to touch your life too. And so people that aren't so open to receiving don't do that. Like, they won't ask, even though the friends really want to. And it could be that when you ask, your friends say no, and they're not your real friends. That's when you find out they're not your real friends. You haven't realized that it's been one-sided. You've always been there for them, now they're not there for you. That's when you know you're really out of balance and you're not receiving, if you've got friends like that around you. Nikki, I can't say too much here, but the usual abuse from the cranks. Most I'm light about it, but I get pissed off. Yeah, usual ups and downs with it all. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I don't have any friends. You need friends, Nikki. I'm your friend. And there you go, there's a scarcity mindset. You got friends on here. And it can start like that. If you haven't got like-minded people around you, you've got like-minded people around you online. It can start like that. As I said before, I use podcasts. I watch YouTube videos. I'll subscribe to certain YouTube channels. They're my new friends. They're people that I want to be around. Same with podcasts too. And I listen to them and hang out with them. Sure, they're not on my kind of people. They're not on this island. But I can hang out with people that are online. And then you start attracting them in real life too. So maybe there is someone that's just like me on this island. But while I'm in scarcity mindset, thinking that I don't have any like-minded friends here, anyone, like entrepreneurs doing their own thing. There are entrepreneurs on this island, but not in the same way. Not like the biohacker kind of, same kind of vibe. So yeah, Nikki, just start with the online people, and don't do the hungry ghost thing. Don't do the scarcity mindset thing. Oh, what's going on? Don't do the scarcity mindset thing. I've got no friends. Let the friends that you do have here, and focus on that, and then that'll grow. Maybe all your people are in warm places, Nikki. Right, what else have we got? Now, this is about supporting yourself, right? It's about supporting yourself, and it's like it doesn't have to be having a lot of people around you to support you. You can still include yourself in getting support even when you're alone. So, one, sometimes being alone is supporting yourself, spending time to yourself, having that space to figure out what you really want. It's like this is why people go on retreats. You don't need to go somewhere and pay a lot of money and do like singing bowls and stuff. You don't need to do that. You can just spend time at home alone. You can do your own retreat to get clarity on yourself, on your life, on what it is that you want. Yeah. And so getting support includes that. It includes time alone. And sometimes that's better, especially if you've been kind of closed down to other people, or if you've been not open to receiving, just being a giver. Then it's very important to spend this time alone, to detach from those, to get clear on what it is, the support that you want. Include yourself on that. It's like including yourself in this, including yourself in Psychic Cafe and getting that support every day. You're welcome to do that. And you're still spending time alone, like a retreat, you know? Excuse me. Okay, deeper into the energies today, because it is very much about getting support. And of course, if you do want private one-on-one support with me, check out my services on behealing.com. On the replay, I'll be putting things up in the corner there for you to click on to get a private reading. What else? Rest and romance. Excuse me. Right, this is about not trying to get the support, all the support you need from one person, like a romantic partner. Sometimes when people need support, all they can think of is a romantic relationship. And that shows when you just think about getting a romantic relationship because you need some support, and so you'll get it from them. That shows that you're not really valuing yourself. You're not thinking that people will value and want to help you, that you're going to have to earn it somehow by being a romantic partner to someone, by being there for them, by being in a relationship with them. That it shows, I've seen this in my friends and in my past self as well, is that when you're not really valuing yourself, it's like you'll only let somebody help you that you're in a romantic relationship with because you're giving them something. It's like, it's almost, dare I say it, prostitute thinking. It's some of the people with the lowest self-esteem and the lowest self-worth are prostitutes. And I'm not just talking about people that will sell their sex, sell their body for money. I'm talking about people who do that similar kind of thing in life too, you know? It's like, we'll only get support from romantic partners. It's like, or, you know, I've seen people like going out and getting drinks from a guy constantly. It's like, it's that mindset, and it's not valuing yourself. And so this is saying like, give it a rest. Don't try and receive all from a romantic partner, because that's not really receiving. When you're in that state, if you'll only receive from a romantic partner, that means that you're not valuing yourself. Of course, when you will receive from many people, then receiving from a romantic partner, that isn't a bad thing at all, of course. Nikki, in my September reading, my higher self talked about assholes and struggle money. Well, I realised today my employer was that asshole. Oh no, thank you. I come here for some sanity. That's good. Yeah, that's a really powerful message, hey? And I know I've given the advice to some people in here as well, is that when you're looking to receive everything from a romantic partner, that's a lot of pressure. And no relationship can withstand that. And so you've got to get down to what your needs are, what is the support that you need, and then getting it from many people. And so you might have like physical needs. You might need a hug and get that from a friend. You might need someone to talk to about your emotional stuff, like a shoulder to cry on, or someone to whinge to, So we need to like share crap that's going on in our lives with someone. And so find someone else for that. You might need someone to just like go for a coffee with. Find someone to do that. If you're getting your needs met from many people, then you take that pressure off, and then you can get in a romantic relationship that can be heavy because that isn't heavy, because then you're getting your needs met by many people, and you're not saying, come here, I need you. I've got all of these needs, aren't being met by anyone. Be that person. So don't try and do that, and don't try and be that person either. Don't think that you want to get in a romantic relationship because you want to be this to someone else. You want to be the therapist, you want to be the cook, you want to be the maid, you want to be, Don't do that either. Don't want to get into a romantic relationship so that you can be everything to them too. Absolutely. I used to work with a few ladies who were in toxic relationships with partners who had a huge bank account and gave blowjobs in exchange for a pair of shoes. Yeah, prostitution at its finest. Yeah, it's the power. It's the power thing. It is prostitution. There's many, many levels of prostitution. See it here in Thailand too. The wives, the prostitutes. All they're getting is money. Like the guy that they don't live with them. They don't live with their wives. Not anywhere near them. They don't help out with them. The wives have their kids, and they get money, and that's it. It's just prostitution. Like there's massive amounts of prostitution in Thailand at many, many different levels. It's really sad. We don't have real relationships. Yeah. And it comes from not valuing ourselves, Same, the hungry ghost, the scarcity mindset. That's what the core thing is behind it, is not valuing ourselves, not thinking that we're here to have like a great life, and that people love us and people want to support us and help us do what we want to do in the world, but help us too. Help us, help us feel good and feel better. Yeah, it is sad. It is sad. But it's not surprising either, because, we've, in the Western societies, we've all been around this idea of really bizarre ways of valuing ourselves. That's not really valuing ourselves, It's like judge yourself based on your car or your job or your profession or your the money that you've got. Not on intrinsically who we are. It's like judge yourself on what you've got. And so it's leading everybody to not feel their true worth. So that's another way we're getting that scarcity mindset, is looking at the external conditions all the time instead of looking at ourselves, looking what's within ourselves. All the resources are inside of us, even for money, right? What do I do for money? I do readings. That resource is inside of myself. I'm doing it here now, and I do it for money too. No one can take that away from me because it's inside of me. That's my value. It's part of my value. It's not all of my value, but there's a value that I give, that I can give. And so that's where our true value is inside of ourselves. And when you realize that you can have all the money you want, because it's about value. You've got a lot of value within yourself that you can give out. And so the more you give out, the more you get back, the more money you get back for it. The more readings I do, the more money I get back for it. The more of this I do, the more I get back for it. Absolutely. Every time it works. You can't sit around and wait for it. You can't sit around like affirming to yourself that you're a multimillionaire and wait for it. That's not about value. You've got to value what's truly inside of you. And know that you're a valuable person too, and that you deserve the stuff that you want in life. Yeah. And again, I'm drawn back to these cards again, the rest and romance. It's like, give it a rest. That's what this means, give it a rest, the romance thing. Because you get into really bad relationships when you're needy for something. Especially if you've got scarcity mindset and you get into, like just as Nikki's said, toxic relationships with partners with a huge bank account. When you're a scarcity mindset and you're looking for someone to fix that, you're looking for a romantic partner to fix that, you end up in a massive power disparity. And it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. All the more reason to sort ourselves out and love ourselves before we get into a relationship. Okay, what are my cards for today? Yesterday's cards came true. Awareness and fulfillment. Feeling very fulfilled at the moment. It's great. I always do when I'm doing more, when I'm like doing more readings and helping more people. It's very fulfilling. It is. And using my awareness to do that, it's great. Yeah, okay. But the support that I need, it's getting out in nature. It is. It is. I'm focused on that at the moment, taking breaks, going outside, going by the pool at the very least. But I need to get down the beach. I do. I need to get out more. Get out into nature more to give myself the support that I need instead of doing. Because I get on a roll, right? The other day after I'd had my hair done. I'd gone out for breakfast. I've done this. I'd gone out for breakfast and had my hair done. Came back, and then I made all of the full moon videos. And so it was about 1 o'clock when I started, and the sun went down. If you watch all the videos from Pisces back to Aries, you'll see the sun going down toward the end. Gemini, Taurus, and Aries, the sun was going down. The lighting was getting really bad in here. And so yeah, I finished, and it was like 7 o'clock or something. Grabbed something to eat, and I was hyper. I get in a flow, but I know I do need to take those breaks. That supports me. The huge salt bath that's over there. Yeah, not often enough. Probably not a good idea with the. Oh, I think it's healed now. The wound on my back get infected. I was training yesterday with a guy. He had a fight, a Muay Thai fight, before he came to this island. He's just here on holiday at the moment, but he comes here regularly and trains with us. He's got his own gym. And he came training yesterday, but he wasn't really training. His wife was training with me. And he was there with their daughter and just kind of watching because he's got this injury. So I had a fight. He blocked with his shin and it cut his shin, and he had stitches. So he's got stitches in it at the moment. But of course, he's here on holiday. What's he doing? He's getting in the ocean, so now it's infected. So yeah, you get infections when you go in the ocean with cuts here. So. Different bugs in the water here. Bacteria. So my cards, getting out in nature. I will. Feeling fulfilled. That's another one as well. You know, with the scarcity mindset thing, the hungry ghosts. If you make fulfillment, you feeling fulfilled, a priority, if you judge yourself based on that rather than on the money that you've got, stop thinking about the money and everything. I know it's hard to do when you've got bills that need paying and stuff, but the more you can just distract yourself, if you're focused on fulfillment and fulfilling yourself, think about the word fulfillment. Feeling full, filling yourself up, filling your cup up. When you feel full, you're valuing yourself. That is the value, that is the abundance consciousness. The rest will start flowing. It'll start flowing to you what matches that. Not convincing you. What about the ocean? Yeah, I should go and get in the ocean today. I'll go snorkeling again, go see the sharks. Could do that today. Hop on my bike and go to Shark Bay. Okay, who wants a reading? Who else is watching? We've got lurkers. Just been quiet, not saying. Pop up a message if you'd like a reading. Tell me where you're watching from as well. No, getting in there in that way, and that's something that you can do alone, right? It's a way that you can support yourself. I do lots of learning and training and stuff alone. I love it. Okay, Nikki, let's start with you. Everyone else has been quiet, lurking and watching, being sneaky. Cleaned my laptop this morning. I cleaned it all yesterday, in fact. On the inside yesterday, it was that, what's it called? Catalina, the new operating system for Mac. Got a message popped up saying to upgrade to that. To be able to do that, I needed to make more space on it, and so I needed that anyway, because when I upload my videos, when I'm doing all my video stuff, it's always complaining that it hasn't got enough space to do it. And so I had a huge clear out. There was all kinds of old stuff on the computer. And yeah, I deleted so much. Like there was apps from years ago. Like apps from, like past versions. There was like 15 past versions of Microsoft Word and stuff like that. So no, I don't even use Microsoft anymore. Deleted it all off and updated the operating system once it would actually do it, once it had enough space to do it. And then the operating system was slightly different, so I was looking around and opened photos. I was in a relationship with a narcissist for a year, and when I left that relationship, I was a mess. I was a complete mess. I was like a shell of myself. It really shook me, that relationship. And if you've ever had a relationship with a narcissist, but it's not pretty. They just kind of take you over. They make you question your reality yourself. They try and put their issues onto you. That it's really makes you question your reality and yourself. And I wasn't immune to that with him. And so when I left him, it was a really hard time. And so like seeing all those photos, it made me feel really bizarre. Anyway, I opened it up again thinking, I can probably delete more photos. I don't need all of those photos on my laptop. And then there was none left. They'd all disappeared. So I don't know where it was finding that storage from. Because I didn't think I had those photos anymore, but they were all gone. And so I thought maybe it was just I had to go through that process and see it again to let go of it. 2 past relationships. And then this morning, I cleaned the screen with alcohol and the outside of it. So my MacBook is clean today. Same here, that was my last relationship I talked about yesterday, 2 years of it. It's horrible, isn't it? Really. And I dealt with it pretty well. I think I dealt with it pretty well. Like I remember I was making good decisions for myself within that relationship. I stood up to him too. But it still shook me to the core. It really did. Very manipulative people. Oh my God. Eek. Nikki, this card's not for you. Prepare encouragement. So I was asking about what's going on with all that stuff. The asshole, the work situation. It's preparing you. It's an encouragement. It's like things fall apart when it's time to move on, when you're getting prepared to move on. Making good decisions for yourself. It's like, okay, this isn't for me. Time to move. Time to look for something else. I think you got that. Did you get that yesterday? That you're in a preparation phase? Being prepared for something? Okay. Up until now, right. So you've got some healing stuff to do, Nikki. You need to write down the stuff that's coming up for you. Like me going through those photos in the past, it bringing up that stuff for me to feel again. And it just showed me how far I've come. It's like, whoa, like, I wouldn't get in that situation again, for sure. But yeah, releasing things, right? The past stuff that comes up, write it down. You'll get more clarity on it. Just thinking about it doesn't really do it. Writing it down, if you like keep a journal, writing down your thoughts and your feelings when they come up, it helps get it out of us. It helps us get clarity, and you write down things that you haven't been thinking about that are really important. It's like the subconscious can come out more fully and more easily when you write stuff down. So journal to let go of that past stuff, because there's more healing to do. Yeah. But you need to do that letting go process on the way. Otherwise you'll end up in something similar. So that's why you got the preparation card. It's like preparing you. It's like, okay, so this job is showing you where you're at, where your energy is at, what you're manifesting at the moment. And so it's an ugly mirror in a way, like I was talking about yesterday, an ugly mirror. And you accept that. It's like, okay, this is where my vibration is at. I'm being prepared for something better. And so I've got to do that inner work to shift my consciousness so that the next thing that I go into is better. Most people will do, like you made a decision to be out as soon as possible, but if you focused on all that crap, it's like focusing on the lack and the scarcity, and then trying to create money from it. The next thing you go to is just going to be exactly the same. So you're being prepared for something better. So it's that inner work along the way, so that you don't go into something else. And that reminds me, that's what the daily was about too. It's like getting this support that you need, so that you can move forward and focus on what it is that you want to have in life, not what you're leaving behind. It's like getting the support to let go of things, to move on, and then focusing on where you're going. But there's cracks everywhere. You just find some more. You can't get rid of stuff out of your life. It's always there. You just need to learn how to say no to it. And until you do that, they're just going to keep on showing up. You keep on reacting to them. They keep on showing up. You keep on reacting to them. You get to a point where you learn how to say no in an empowered way. And it's not even, you don't even need to say no to them. You just like move away from them. You recognize them for who they are and move away from them. Like I said, I wouldn't get into another narcissistic relationship now as I am now. I wouldn't do that anymore, because I know how to recognize it now and how to back off from it. In fact, I'm not close, but I'm very particular about who I let in my life now. Very particular. So yeah, be careful when you're in that mindset. You need to get rid of these cranks. You need to get out. It's like that's a resistance thing, and it's a good decision to make. But it just shows, you wording it like that just shows that there's inner stuff to let go of. And that way. Anyone else want a reading? Is there anyone else there? I don't think there is anymore. But I think it's tied to it. I think it's all tied to it. Nikki. I think it's the same vibration that's bringing them in, is bringing these cranks into. It's the same. You're open to these things by being closed. Trying to protect yourself from everyone and everything, and it doesn't work that way. What works is empowering yourself, being able to deal with any situation. Yeah. Not talking about where you were at first now. About your asshole boss. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's like the way we see our manifestations in every part of life. It's like how we do life is how we do everything. And so what's happening in your relationships is happening in your money, it's happening in your friendships, it's happening in everything. Anyone else want a reading? Why didn't that guy show up? Asking for a reading and then me sending him an email saying, yes, I give free readings, come along. And then doesn't. That scarcity mindset, I've got no money, I can't do it. Well, here's a freebie. No. No. It's all my fragmented aspects in the astral realm I'm trying to bring back into my core. But it's no, I would deal with it here and now. I would deal with it looking at the similar aspects that you're manifesting in your life, Nikki. It's way easier. Deal with it in the physical realm. Because it will sort itself out in the astral realm. You're here now in a physical body, and it's way easier to do it here. Because that's why we're here. We've got these physical representations of what our energy is. It's way easier to get feedback. Way easier. Because it's a reflection of both. No one else is here. Where is everyone today? What day is it? Thursday. I'm not here tomorrow. I've got some weight loss coaching to do tomorrow morning. I play with my hair a lot. When I'm doing videos, I'm noticing just how much I play with my hair. Scarcity people, they're scared. Is it my manifestation? Scarcity. Scarcity of people. In Psychic Cafe. It's all right. There was somebody online, one of my Facebook friends, said she copied this conversation. So someone messaged her on Facebook in a scarcity mindset that, and so she's an entrepreneur and she's got her courses or online stuff or whatever. And she was offering this thing, offering this course. And so someone's contacted her saying, I've got no money and I really need this help and blah, 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 blah. And she's complaining about it all and saying, and then she started like attacking this woman saying, people like you got so much and they should share it. And anyway, she didn't share it like publicly on Facebook. She shared it in this private group we've got with entrepreneurs. But she's like, look at this conversation. And she's actually talking about a free course. It's a free course. It's like, it's my free offering. If she'd have just clicked on the link, she would have seen that it's completely free. And instead, she's complained about her lack. She's complained that she can't afford this free course. And then she's like attacking me, saying that I should give more. And she's talking about a free course. It's like, what can you do? It's like these scarcity people, they can't even see what's right in front of their nose. Exactly what they're asking for is right in front of their nose, but they can't see it. They're in too much of a scarcity mindset to even see the abundance that's around them. And it really is that blatant. It's that blatant. I think I told you all a few weeks ago a story of, it's in a book, I think, of a woman who was at a bus stop, and she was in like a really bad mood, and she's complaining about no buses showing up, and there being a lack of buses, and she's just complaining, and there's lots of other people at this bus stop. And buses are arriving and people are getting on them. And she's not even seeing them, she's still ranting. She can't even visibly see the buses that are arriving in front of her, that she's complaining aren't there. She's complaining aren't showing up. And it's that true. It's like we can't physically see things when we're not a vibrational match to them. They can be right in front of us and we don't see them. Because you can't if you're not a vibrational match to something. So my other example of my entrepreneur friend, it's like that person was in so much lack that she couldn't even click on that link. Like that person that emailed me this morning is in so much lack. You can't do anything for someone like that. You really can't. In so much lack that he didn't even click on the link to come to this to get his free reading. What can you do? You can't do anything. You're here to help them. They know that they need the help. And they can't even receive that help that's freely being offered because of the lack consciousness. And we all do this to some extent. Like there's always another level of abundance out there for us, and we're all doing it. We're all not seeing what's right in front of our nose. The support that we need is right in front of our face, and we're not seeing it because of scarcity mindset. Like this hungry ghost card. It's a very many levels. It is crazy, yeah. But that's the law of attraction. That's the way it works. We can only see what we are. We can't see what we're not. And so how do we get out of it? We've got to open ourselves up. We've got to open up to the possibility that what we need is right in front of us, that everything is available to us, that we've got all the resources that we need inside of ourselves and outside of ourselves, and just look for it. Like just have that beginner's mindset that, okay, the universe there's more going on. There's more going on than this. Everything that I need is out there, and show it to me. And when you start shifting that mindset to there, that's when you see the magic. That's when you can open up to it. Funny, isn't it? So yeah, be careful when you hear people in a scarcity mindset complaining about people that don't help them and what they didn't get, because it's just their point of view. Those people were probably offered the help that they needed, but they just couldn't see it. They couldn't click the link. The law of resonance precedes the law of attraction. Same thing, resonance attraction. So it's always coming from within first. Yeah. Law of attraction is about that. It's about vibration, attracting the same vibration. Okay, let's stop. That's 48 minutes, 49 minutes. Perception. Yeah, it's amazing. Two people can be, as I've said before, two people can do exactly the same thing, get completely different results based on what's inside of them. But two people can be stood at the bus stop. One person can see the bus, the other person doesn't. Two people can see my advert on Facebook for Psychic Cafe and the free readings that are given here. One person comes along and gets it, the other person doesn't. The other person doesn't even read the part where I'm giving free readings. And unfortunately, they're the people that really need it and are really asking for it and complaining about it, that they're not getting it and that I'm not helping them. So, oh my God, I asked her for a reading, she didn't give me one. I'm here every day. Funny. Quiet night. Yeah, I enjoyed your company too, Nikki. And of course, I'm talking about scarcity consciousness. If that's the topic of the day, of course no one's going to show up. It's because people that are in scarcity consciousness are not even open to the help. Isn't that sad? It's like offering help with scarcity consciousness. They can't come along because they've got scarcity consciousness. How do you reach them? You can't. All you can do is be an example. Just keep on myself. Yeah, I'm not a charity. I'm not going to work for free. Do this. This is different. This is getting myself out there. This is about, growing my YouTube channel, reaching more people, getting more customers. It's fun. I like doing this. I'd rather do this than pay for adverts. I'd much rather do this. Yeah. Okay, let's leave it at that. Thanks for coming along, Nikki. Thanks for everyone else that's watching the replay. If you'd like a private reading with me, there's links popping up all over the place. Check out your full moon readings. I just published them about an hour ago, 2 hours ago. Check those out. In fact, the Taurus one, mine is about what I've been asking for being right in front of my nose, and it's about saying yes to it this full moon. And some of it was about not falling prey to old sabotages too, which I don't anymore. Stop my drinking or stop my going out. I'm just not interested in doing that. Just masses. I used to think that there was such thing as a functional alcoholic, and there's not. It's not functioning at all. And when you break free of it, you realize how little you're actually functioning. Yeah, I'm not going to fall back into that trap. You're welcome, Nikki. Thanks for coming along. See you next time.